Greetings, family, and welcome to another episode of Wake Up Africa. My name is Dr. Mumbi. How you doing? How's everything going? I really do pray, family, that you are very well in all your ways and that you're moving into living life very much in your narrative. We are approaching the Stargate that is going to take us into the new earth. And there's no way to bribe your way through that gate. There's no way to sneak your way into that gate. You're not important enough to get a VIP. There's no VIP for that gate. Well, maybe the celestial ones who have done the work. But we are approaching the Stargate into the new earth, family. I hope your hearts and your minds are ready. In the state of the greatest chaos is where the new beginning comes. A year or so ago, I'm hoping I found the video. If I have, I'll attach it to this one or I'll put a clip of it in here. I talked about how there were gates to Africa that the Romans or the Mzungus were going to try and use for their final neocolonial lockdown of the continent. And I mentioned how there was a door in Ghana, there was a door in Kenya, and there was a door in South Africa. And I asked you guys to pray for those three nations because they were going to try and come through or lock down those gates because they felt that that was where the returning ancestors were going to come through. Fast forward, family, to today, where we're witnessing Ghana being threatened with a lockdown just because the people rose up and said enough is enough. And they want the illegal mining activity that is poisoning all the soils, all the water, messing up so much stuff, and only a few are benefiting to stop. The government comes out and says, the protests are too much, we may lock the country down from September 30th. When we look at Kenya, where we're literally in a revolution, they've done so much ritualistic sacrifice on children, on youths of a particular nation where the altar had been held, family, in order to try and put that beast back on that throne, and it has failed. Look at what's happening in South Africa. South Africa, for me, is the one that's in the worst position because not only have they put their Miss Universe as a Mzungu, but they've allowed the Mzungu into their parties, into their government. And the Mzungu is now agitating for them to even be given a country within the Southern African nation. As you send up your prayers and supplications and requests to our ancestors and the Most High for the motherland, family, as you speak life into the motherland and into your own lives, please remember to speak victory into the nations of Kenya, Ghana, and South Africa. Because look at the image that the prince had when he came, that was at our state house. And by the way, our state house is now under renovation. They're trying to rebuild and put a new altar there. But you see that shape? Everything, we're dealing with occultists. We're dealing with wizards and magicians. These guys are not ruling and reigning and caring about what's happening here in the 3D. They're manipulating every move they make. It's for the bigger agenda. They don't care about the life being a stage. They don't care about this stage. They know it's not real. They know it's the figments of our imagination put together. But they're trying to come back and create a neocolonial stronghold through Ghana, Kenya, and South Africa, family, which is why we're facing the harshest battles right now. There's so much upheaval. And as we were saying in Kenya, the Gen Zs went out to get an ant in the reject finance bill, and they caught a freaking buffalo. So it's like it starts as stop illegal mining, like in Ghana. But it ends up being the full fight for independence because we never got our independence, family. That was just the first phase of their colonialism, where they went back, they regrouped, they renamed themselves from colonialists to corporations. They created all these laws and systems and democracy and this and that, all this gibberish, all these spells, all these maritime spells, relationships. Hey, I can go deep into that, family. To entrap us mentally in their narrative, to create this matrix so that they could come back for the full colonization. And they only have a small window to do this because there is a major Stargate that is opening. Heaven on earth is about to manifest. And I did a show on this on Dr. Mumbi Spirituals, or Dr. Mumbi Spiritual Show, where I was talking about how we're going to now go through. Those who have done the work, those who have prepared themselves, are getting ready to go into a Stargate into the new world. And since the Romans can't come with us, that's why they're getting extra emotional and getting extra vicious and looking even more out of control than usual. And you see, all the actions they're doing is not even for physical domination, because they can't do that. But it's to try and put us back asleep. It's to try and intimidate us with fear and the narrative they fed us for so long, to make us give up on the edge of victory. Is that screaming like, ah! To try and make you stop and walk away when you're just there, like the finish line is just here. And we have to keep our collective vibration up by speaking truth and victory, giving people the correct information. Instead of saying Ghana is going into a lockdown and putting people in fear, explain that we are in a deep spiritual warfare, fighting for the soul of Ghana. And we've touched a live wire, which is why we should even go deeper. We should go deeper. And family, I don't know what's happening in Ghana, but the Kenyan Christian leaders have been silenced. They've been incapacitated. They've been dethroned. So if you're still relying on those people to take you to the so-called promised land, you are the one who must prepare yourself so that the ancestors and the Most High find you worthy. You don't need to be rich. You don't need to be intelligent. You don't need to be all these other things that the Babylon Matrix tries to tell you need to be. You just need to have your heart in the right place. But those are stories I'll share on Dr. Mumbi Show, Spiritual Show. Special shout out to everyone that supports us on Patreon. Definitely consider supporting us there, family, so that we can continue to bring you the awakening news that is so critical to this season. Until next time, Tukopamu.